Hi, folks.
No.
What is it?
Hi, friends.
Oh. Hi, friends.
That's it every time. Boy, we got some special guests today.
We really do, and I'm excited because I didn't get to be a part of the last one that we had with all four of the guys with us.
Where were
Well,
you?
let me do some explaining because y'all threw me right under the bus and then drove over me.
Listen, we won't throw you under the
and
bus.
backed up and drove over me again.
We'll nudge you off the curb a little bit.
But, last time we were getting ready to do this podcast, we were actually scheduled to be at Brother Jimmy Swaggard's church and down in Baton Rouge, and of course,
correct for another 2 days.
Well,
you're not explaining. You're making it worse.
Well, we were booked on Friday, and then on Saturday we were to go down and rehearse with his choir and his band, and then perform on Sunday. And
which
unfortunately,
means we were not to be. Those days were not set aside for vacation. We were supposed to be working.
Yeah, vacation wasn't supposed to start till the podcast was over.
But
you missed the memo.
Well, no, you know what? We weren't going to do a podcast, okay, because we were doing that 2 days.
Right.
But we were coming back from somewhere.
We got home early enough. We
were
cost you
done.
30 minutes.
We were done
minutes.
and out of there by 8:30 or 9 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
Well, but we didn't get back to the office till close to 9 o'clock at night.
That's
I had to get back to Nashville.
That's rough. That was
But
considering we were supposed to be out for 2 more days.
Y'all should understand because y'all all have wives, and when your wife, when the Swaggart
So what we've
concert
uncovered,
was canceled,
what we have uncovered here at the first couple of minutes of this episode is that you're henpecked.
Well, I just like to do what makes
Mama
everybody
says do.
happy.
Jaquita said, "Okay, so since you don't have to go to Mr. Swaggart's, you're gonna get home,
Exactly.
Yeah.
and you're gonna take
Well, we
care of
had
this
friends,
weenie dog, and then we're gonna go."
We had friends we had to pick up at the airport at a certain time, where we were going, and it was just
When you were supposed to be on vacation,
Well,
when you
I
were
was-
supposed to still be singing.
Well, see,
though.
I was supposed to fly in because we were supposed to be at Swaggart's, so I canceled my flight, being that we did not work those other 2 days. So it would have made monetary. I think this is being a good steward of my money. Is I canceled my flight, got my money back, and drove down with my wife instead. So
Okay, moving on. We're obviously not going to resolve this.
No, I want to hear what his excuse is, though, because he says
you've
he
heard
was
about 300 so far. So
none of them
continue.
Are
Continue.
Well, we're happy to be with you folks today, and I think it's great that we all four can get together, and
Dylan's up here.
Dylan's up here too. He may chime in from time to time.
Oh, he'll chime in.
He's one. Of,
He's not holding a mic.
I'm always here, guys. I'm always here for whatever you need. That's how it goes. Y'all need something, Dylan goes and does it for you.
And you know what,
Right.
Dylan, he's speaking the truth. Dylan
is the big deal. That's
Dylan takes care of us.
He does. He helps produce this podcast along with Jackson Calvin.
Now wait a minute.
And
Wait a second. He does what?
well, in the beginning, he was supposed to help us produce this podcast. Now we ain't really seen him around.
No.
but we still give him credit.
Well, to be fair, here's the thing. Most of the time when y'all are setting up to do one of your podcasts, it's when we're with a bunch of different groups. And when y'all get done sound checking, I still have stuff to do. Y'all get done with sound check and you go and do your podcast while I'm still doing the other things
I'll
I
tell
need
you
to
what,
do.
the excuses are abundant
Yeah, I know.
right now on this podcast.
Very much. But I didn't know you did
Podcast.
anything else if it wasn't for us.
Well, I like to help people out, Josh. You know, my job doesn't just end when y'all come off stage.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You may need to give him a raise.
He deserves one. If anybody out there wants to donate some raise money, he deserves a raise.
Start a GoFundMe, help Dylan get a raise.
So-
He's all for it. You got a baby coming, so that's...
He does, yeah. Dylan's gonna be a daddy.
Yeah, so,
Wow.
I mean, 50 cents, $2, whatever you got that can come my way, I'll take it.
What happened to your 50 cents? What'd you say?
50 cents to $2, whatever it is, I'll take it. I mean,
10 million?
yeah, hey, even better.
So what happened to your 35-year-old plan? When you were younger, you told me you would get married and settle down at 35.
I told you that?
Yeah. You don't remember that?
No.
That's
Okay.
when he was 6.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a while. I think we were chipping golf balls in the backyard. Or
Yeah,
something.
Josh, I was like 9 that day. I've known Josh for a long time. I mean, because Josh and my dad traveled together with Mercy's Mark.
How old were you when Mercy's
That
Mark
was 04 when we started. So
04, so I'd have been 7.
Okay. 7 years old.
And
he's about the same size.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, he was a cute little kid, I tell you.
Yes.
He was.
Some things change.
I saw a picture of my dad holding him.
Yeah.
And
when he was 7?
No, younger than that.
Oh, okay.
He is cute as a button. I don't know what happened.
I know. Chris and Christy made beautiful babies.
But no, I mean, there was a time, I don't even remember when it was, but Josh was actually our neighbor. He moved to Jasper where I lived, and we saw each other all the time.
We seriously chipped golf balls in the backyard.
We did.
It was a great time.
We did.
It's probably the best years of your life.
Well, from after that until about 3 years ago was a real peaceful time for me. And then he just had to pop right back into my life again.
That was when Chris and I were with Gary with Mercy's Mark.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Did you ever come see us when Chris was there?
Did I?
Did you?
Every time y'all came to North Carolina, I was there. And,
man.
I distinctly remember y'all coming to Lexington, North Carolina one time, and I came to see y'all.
Where was that? Was that at a church?
It was a church. I can't remember the name of the church, but it was Chris and Anthony and you and Gary. That was the original 4. And, man, y'all tore it up. I thought that was, it was one of my favorite groups back then. I thought y'all were the second coming of Gold City.
Well, it has those sounds.
Because you kind of had that. Kept that
Gary
sound
told me
going.
whenever he was telling me about the first couple of times I talked to him that he had always wanted to have a sound that was a mix of the cathedrals in Gold City. Now, obviously, he would bring the Gold City element into it, but I didn't think much about the cathedral side of it. But he was a huge cathedral fan, and I felt like we did that with some of the things. That
see, y'all had some. Y'all's arrangements or your music was just so like cut. You sang the same. I mean, you did a lot of the older songs. But
We
made
Shall See
them
Heaven
new.
Someday was one, and it sounded new from the start.
Where Is God? Y'all recut
Where Is God
that,
had that different track to it. It was
y'all's recording of Jesus Is Coming Soon, man.
That was cool. We staged that just a couple of times. It was a little high for Gary, so we didn't keep it there.
That rocked. That was.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was a lot of there was a lot of fun back then. Chris and I had a lot of fun because we would travel. You know this, but we still live. So Gary told both of us when he hired us that we had to move to Ohio. Well, I just nearly didn't take the job because I don't want to live in Ohio.
Right. I'm
an Alabama boy. Well, Chris didn't. It was the same thing for him. We're going to have to move to Ohio. Well, when I joined up, we started driving back and forth. And typically we'd be in North Carolina or somewhere. Rarely would we have to drive to Ohio.
Right.
But there would be times that we would drive to wherever we were, and one of us would drive a car, and the other would drive a bus, just so we wouldn't have to drive all the way to Ohio. But we did a lot. Chris is a very good friend. So, and hey, while we're talking about that, he just wrote a book.
He did
on working out,
fitness,
and diet,
health and fitness.
Yeah,
and anabolic body.
Is that what it's called?
That's what it's called.
The anabolic reset.
Well, I thought you'd read it.
Is that what it is?
I don't know.
It's one of those.
I've read it.
You've read it?
You read it, and you don't know the title?
I mean, I skimmed through it. It's only it's short.
It's on
It's
Amazon.
just like 20, 25 pages.
Yeah.
22 pages. Have you read it?
I did.
Good.
I'm not doing anything I learned in it, but I read it.
That's what we were thinking.
Just because
you and I started doing that.
I love Chris, and I wanted to support him, so I read the book.
That don't mean you're going to try to follow its guidelines?
No, I don't see me ever
being anabolic?
No. I made it 52 years without doing that.
But you're doing great. You're down 100 pounds probably.
Yeah, I mean, I'm flabby, but...
But you did the Mediterranean diet starting off.
I started off with the Mediterranean, and that did good. And then I switched over to the low carb, and I think I'm going to switch back to the Mediterranean just because it's good and healthy. And
it is healthy.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, like Josh said, I just started the program that Chris wrote about in his book, and it has really done a number on me this week. I mean, I can't hardly move.
Well, there's a workout.
Josh is a slave driver. If you ever
I
train with Josh in the gym, he'll absolutely wear you out.
Wear you out.
No pain, no gain, right?
Right, and you
hey
got
guys,
some pain.
Terry has joined us. Hey, Terry.
Hey, Terry.
Hey, everybody.
Terry was in the shower when this started, and he hurried just so he could get out here for the podcast.
Did you get all the spots?
I tried.
So anyway, are you sore?
I really am.
So we started.
I hope it's effective. 'Cause I'd hate to go through all this if it's not.
Buddy, it'll be effective. Thursdays when we started, or Wednesday?
No, Wednesday.
Well, I'll tell you what. If nobody else is, I'm enjoying watching you hobble around because I have a permanent hobble. So anytime anybody else can suffer, I enjoy it.
Well, anyway, we're gonna keep people posted on how it goes.
Yeah,
for you
and Jeff's been doing good too. He's
Jeff's
lost a lot of pounds. And
how much weight you lost, Jeffrey?
Well, I haven't weighed.
Well, that's a good way to keep up with it.
Yeah, it's very responsible.
Well, if you're like me, you go by your clothes.
I changed from what I was. I mean, I had to be off of what I was on for about 2 weeks and restarted on a new thing. And it took a little while for that to kick in.
Oh.
I'm starting to feel.
But you're down like
change.
40 or 50 pounds.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
we're
compared
trying
to what
to
I was last year. I was way up there.
We're trying to do better. We feel like, and this is very serious. We feel like the Lord's put us together, and we want to stay together for a long time. So everybody's gotten very serious about their health and trying to take better care of ourselves, and we feel like everyone should do that.
Yep.
Well, the bad thing is, I mean, I've lost 100 pounds over the past 2 years, and now my knees went bad, and it's just you can't have nothing.
Well, at least you still got that good positive attitude.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I do have a positive attitude.
Yeah, it's like living on a bus with Eeyore. It's all the time.
I think that's Danny's spirit animal.
Is that? Oh, it is.
Yeah.
If there was a giant Eeyore's kind of small. They'd have to be a giraffe.
Who is Eeyore?
Eeyore. Eeyore.
Oh, the cartoon.
Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh, the little donkey.
Winnie the Pooh.
With his tail nailed on his back.
Yeah. You'd see the one when he lost his tail. That'd be Danny. He'd lose his tail.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't know how I'm going to make it. Oh, my goodness.
That's exactly it.
Josh and Terry swap months, and they have some kind of wager. And anytime that I injure myself, like when I fell and had a concussion back a couple of months ago, Terry won.
Terry's been very good at predicting.
Yeah, he's got you. I don't think you've won yet.
No, we hadn't put any actual
money up. And I'm not going to fix
it
for you. I'll tell you that.
When you fell and got that concussion, that was this is not a joke. You're singing, you're emceeing, everything that next night was unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you can't remember a lick of it.
No. I had a really bad headache.
Yep. I don't know if it was the drugs or the concussion.
I won't know. I mean, ibuprofen.
Well, you take enough of it, it'll probably.
I'll take some tonight. Try it out.
But it was great. We were down there. Somewhere in Georgia.
And he sang better, and he sang better than I'd heard him in a long time.
I think he was just very relaxed.
We're taking donations for a baseball bat if anybody wants to contribute.
Well, hey, we got some questions from our audience listeners as we've kind of been doing this podcast, and we posted it. By the way, it's just now gotten on iHeartRadio for those of you who.
There was one guy on Facebook wearing me out over that. Every time I'd put something up, it's not on iHeart yet. It's not on. Well, I ain't looked at our iHeart numbers. There better be at least one guy
who still looks at iHeart.
Well, this fella, I'll look him up.
This one person.
iHeart's pretty big.
It is pretty big.
Yeah, it is evidently. With that guy.
So we're on iHeart. We're on Apple Music, Spotify, of course, YouTube. But we had somebody on YouTube that had asked some questions about the guys, and they said, "What are some of y'all's favorite Gold City albums?" And I we've kind of talked about this before. We've done some little reels on Facebook about this. I think everybody would probably say Pillars of Faith is probably one of our favorite recordings. Mm-hmm. But other than Pillars of Faith, what would be some of your favorite Gold City recordings?
Jeff, go first.
Windows of Home.
Oh, yeah.
Just one. Live in Charleston.
Double take.
Double take.
Was one? That's two.
The namesake of the podcast.
Yeah. What about you, Danny?
Well, I loved Standing in the Gap. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a great project, and Acapella Gold
I'll say that.
Yeah.
was incredible.
You got to work on it.
I did. That was one of the first major Gold City albums that I had the opportunity to engineer on.
That wasn't any pressure at all, was it?
No.
Gary,
I was
sitting beside you.
Yeah, and I was still, but I was fresh out of engineering school, and I'd been engineering.
Was that on ADATs?
Oh no, that was on 2-inch.
Was it really?
Oh yeah,
2-inch. Because remember when we were cutting.
That's right.
now,
Well, I didn't know if they just mixed it to that, but it was.
Oh no, it was back
Yeah.
then. We recorded everything. I mean, for the first probably 10 years that I was engineering, it was all analog, 2-inch tape, 1/4-inch mixed to 1/4-inch tape, cutting and splicing, and
So they did every bit of that with no digital anything.
No, not a bit.
That's real on pitch singing, timing,
Oh
blending.
yeah, we
everything.
didn't have any pitch correction.
It's amazing.
Nothing. I mean, back then, what you put in it's what you got out of it,
And they nailed it.
and you had to be on it because there was no undo button.
Golly, though, that's a lot. That is a lot of pressure on an engineer.
Yeah, but I miss it because back then there was more of an art to engineering.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
and
Singing.
oh yeah, absolutely.
No auto tune.
But singing's my first love. Studio work is my second. So,
Where's Holly ranking that?
Holly, I'm talking about. Boy, that was a terrible, terrible thing to say. I'm talking about career type stuff.
Well, I was just wanting to make sure.
Holly's a given. But anyway, yeah, Acapella Gold was incredible. Standing in the Gap, Eldridge Fox was there. He produced that album.
Was he in the room the whole time?
Oh, yeah. Guys, I just want to ask this on a scale of 1 to 10. Am I y'all's favorite engineer to ever work with?
That's not even close.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I figured. Hey, I'm sorry, but let's steer back on topic. Terry, what's one of your favorite Gold City albums or several?
He just takes over. You ever notice that when he
Well, I'm
joins
just.
us,
It's
he
enough
it's
about
like
me,
he's-
guys. I'm
Who started this podcast?
enough about me.
Do
Is
you
all
remember?
I'm saying.
Who was it?
Listen, when he
It was
signs,
the two of
It was
us.
me and you.
It was our idea.
Yeah.
And we let him in.
Y'all let Dylan say
when he signs the check, he can say whatever he
Thinks
wants
that's
to.
got
I mean,
a lot. He thinks he's.
So, anyways, go ahead, Terry. What'd the boss man ask you to do?
One of my favorite albums was Windows of Home because of the song, the title cut.
Sorry, buddy. Give it back to Danny. Jeff's already done that one.
Well,
I'm kidding. Go ahead.
it's one of my favorite because of Windows of Home in One Scarred Hand.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, a lot of people don't know that Terry played for Kyla Rowland and her group for
Yeah.
a long time. So Terry got to hear a lot of Kyla Rowland songs before they were pitched probably to other groups.
Yep.
What are some of them, Terry?
Lord,
I'm trying to put you on the spot, so you do that right there.
I can't remember that far back, Josh.
She wrote an incredible song for Mercy's Mark called "His Response." You remember that one?
Oh yeah.
That was
Great
that
song.
was. I hate that song never did anything more than it did because it was an incredible song. She was an incredible writer.
I believe one that I heard before she pitched to anybody was "He's Still on the Throne."
Really?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Holy smokes!
Yep.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
nice. Glad you could join us today, Terry.
Yeah, thanks for that, Terry. I mean, obviously, all these albums are great. It's hard to pick a favorite, but I remember the first one that I remember hearing was a cassette, and it was actually a compilation, so it's technically not a real album. I mean, it's an album, but it's a compilation of hits called Gold City Gold. That was the first cassette that I remember my grandfather putting in the car and playing as we were riding around. And back then, we had this white Monte Carlo that we rode around in, and they would set me on the in the middle there on the glove box armrest. Back then you could do stuff like
That was
that.
back when we didn't care who got killed in a car wreck.
Yeah, my nephew with my brother, with my dad, he would say, "Pop, let me sit on the hump." And it was always that spot.
And and Nanny, she'd always throw that arm up if you had to slam on brakes or something. That was your seat belt.
Yep.
But you could do things like that back then, and you wouldn't get in trouble for it. But anyway, I remember riding in that particular car listening to Gold City Gold, and that had songs on it like John Saw and Shouting Ground. It was all their hits up to that. It was the greatest hits up to that point. Yeah,
first 10 years or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was the first cassette that I remember. And then, of course, Windows of Home's Gray. That's one of my favorites. Had Nobody's There on it. And that video that they shot at Fayetteville, Tennessee, live,
Yeah.
that had the 10th anniversary medley and all that, literally wore that video cassette out to where my mom had to call the office and order another one and have it sent because I wore it out so much that it had the VHS, after you played them so much, they got that fuzz on the lines and stuff. Literally wore it out, and she had to call and order another one. And by that time, it was, 5 or 6 years after that VHS was released. She was afraid they didn't have any more copies. And whoever was working in the office, that could have been your mom. I don't know.
Danny was probably mowing the grass.
What year would that have been?
97. 98 maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But anyway, they just happened to have a copy laying around back in the office, so she sent
probably
it,
Louise Mace Pink.
Could have been.
She answered the phone.
But anyway, the office, Gold City office, sent another copy, but that video I absolutely wore out. It had all those songs from Windows of Home. But an album that nobody's talked about today, and I think is one of the greatest. As far as production and song selection, is Are You Ready? To me, when that album came out, I thought all the songs were great. It had a couple of Diane Wilkinson songs on there, and of course Doug had written a couple songs for that record.
Are You Ready? It was he wrote Are You Ready?
But I thought that was a great album.
Well, let's rank them. All right, so do we all agree that Pillars of Fate's number one?
Yeah.
I think you'd. Yeah, I think you'd probably have to rate that.
All right, well, let's go. What's number two then?
Well, I think that's going to be very subjective.
I'm talking about the four. I'm talking
I'd
about
say
who's on the bus right
either
now.
Acapella Gold or Windows of Home.
Acapella Gold, I've said it a million times, so it's like a broken record. But it was in a league of its own.
Yeah.
It was a masterpiece. It came straight out of the brain of Gary Jones, one line at a time. It was incredible.
And that's not an exact. It was one line at a time.
Oh,
that's how Gary did that.
They would do one section at a time, and Gary would sit there and play it, show them all their parts, and they would get that much done. And then he would figure out what he wanted to do next. It just all flowed out of his. He didn't sit down and put the whole thing together and then go in the studio. He really made it up as they went along.
Yeah, because I know that because that's what he always did if we ever cut anything a cappella. Mm-hmm. And that is hard for me to stay. It just is. It's hard to stay in the.
You have to wait while they create it.
Yeah, and I'm just ate up with patience,
right?
So it's one of those things, and the whole album of that could be the reason they broke up after that.
I just remember Dad. That was a lot of. Dad could do anything. I mean, he could hear parts. You tell him what to sing, and he could sing it. But Gary would give him some off the wall weird. And he'd be like, "This is gospel music, guy. I mean, why are we making it so complicated?" And then he would nail it.
Gary's impersonation of that was one of the funniest.
Yeah.
Gary, just old roughshod bass singer waving his hands around.
Yeah, and then he'd nail it. I'll never forget Heaven's Jubilee on there.
Remember that one, Jeff? You remember that line?
Oh yeah.
The boom, boom, boom,
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
boom,
exactly.
boom, boom, boom.
I don't even know it, and I've listened to it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
I mean, he could do it, but he didn't see he didn't catch the vision. So he was just sitting there going, "What? Why are we?" So it's so funny. He would, anytime you threw him anything that was a little different or off the wall, he'd act like he couldn't do it, and then he'd nail it to the wall every time.
We need to get that album out on streaming so people can hear it, because if you don't have an actual copy of that, it's not out. So we need to work on that.
Sadie, my oldest daughter, is demanding that we put it on vinyl.
Well, let's get it done.
Because
I'm right there with her.
She's into vinyl. You know, young people are into vinyl these days, which is cool to see it come full circle. That's all I had, 8 tracks and vinyl when I was little. And now my 20-year-old daughter is into vinyl, you know. So anyway, she's demanding that we put that on vinyl, so that's got to happen sometime.
And you know, we started this Vault series where we commemorated Pillars of Faith, its 30th anniversary. I'm not going to give it away, but we're in the process of doing another album that's
and it's not acapella gold.
It's not acapella gold.
Done now.
But it's one that we've talked about here today that's going in, being re-released through the Vault series on vinyl. But maybe acapella gold could be the next thing. You know, what I thought was cool was the first time when Gary came back to produce for us for this last record right now, the first time he had been back at the studio in like 30 years.
Yep.
Where all that was recorded, you know, Gold City Studio there. First time he was back there, we went back and found the original 2-inch tapes to Acapella Gold, and that was the first time he had held them in his hand in over 30 years.
I hope somebody got some.
We got a picture of it. Yeah.
Good. Okay.
But it was just so cool because it was that album 30 years later of him holding those same 2-inch tapes in the same room that they were cut in. It was a pretty cool moment.
And speaking of that, there's some bittersweet news. Back in 1986, Gold City bought a church that it had split off of another church, and they didn't make it, so they were selling it, and we bought it, and that's where our offices were. That's where we built the studio
park,
the music park. We had about 18 acres. And
how many homecomings were there after the amphitheater was done?
You know, I'm not.
It wasn't many.
No,
because
it
it was
may
so
have been.
hot. 4 or 5.
Have been maybe 4 or 5. I don't remember.
I remember. I was singing with Carlton Brady, just for a short period, and we got to come do that. And that would have been because I was a senior in high school. I had just graduated. That was 95. So I know they did from. I think it started in 92 or 93. Because Steve was there.
Yeah, I don't remember.
The first one, that's probably what it was. And I don't know that I'm not sure that the next year they didn't shift it. David Hill was still singing lead for Gold City at that time.
Yeah, it just got to the point there where, you know, the threat of weather, the heat.
It couldn't have been no hotter than Convention Hall.
Well, this is true. but anyway, I just made the decision. We don't need that building anymore. We don't, you know, I have a studio at my house that we do all our vocals in. So we just sold that property after 39 years, and we closed on it just a couple of days ago. So that was kind of bittersweet. I'm glad that I don't have it to take care of anymore, but it's a piece of history that is now history. So
the gentleman that bought it, though, does want to take the amphitheater and do some camping.
And the studio that is there is going to continue.
Yeah, that's right. Darren's going to continue that.
Yeah.
But so that'll be good. Hopefully he'll get it. Incredible infrastructure there.
But I am glad that Gary got to come back. Yeah. You know, that's where, I mean, they cut Acapella Gold there. They cut Pillars of Faith. They cut
Renewed.
Yeah. I mean, everything from trying to remember the first album that was done there. I can't remember if it was Pillars of Faith or if we'd done one before that, but everything after that was cut there for years.
They would have done a lot of those 3 for 10s there.
Oh yeah, they used to do those. They'd go in and cut three
10-song projects and just
8 or 10 songs. Oh yeah, they'd just go in there and then they had their 3 for 10s. You know, that was the special. But anyway, I'm talking too much. I'll go ahead.
Nah, we're used to it, buddy.
Yeah. What's your favorite, Josh?
Well, that's what I was sitting here. Honestly, one of the ones that have been mentioned are my favorites. But Renewed was an album. Now, you didn't like it because you were all tore up and mad, being emotional. Because
after Brian and Ivan had left, I didn't really care to listen to them for a while. You know, it just kind of...
It broke your little heart.
It broke my heart. It really
What were
did.
you, about 5 or 6 at that time?
No, I was 8, 9.
No, he was a lot older. He was
at least 8 or 9.
But, you know, to a kid, I mean, that was devastating to me. That's my favorite
Buddy,
group, my favorite singers.
I was 16 or I think I was 15 or 16. Yeah, at the 16, 17. It broke my heart.
Yeah.
It was horrible. But I was still very interested in what the next sound was.
Yeah.
Because Gary was still there, and then Steve was still there, and I was a huge Steve Lacy fan.
Right.
So that album had incredible songs. Gary took it a different direction right from the very first, ever since that wonderful day, dun-dun-dun-dun, and it had that Dixieland brass section. He did the orchestration. Who was the orchestrator on that? It was different. I never heard of the guy. We'll have to look that up.
I can't remember his
name. But it was different.
Oh, yes.
It wasn't in the gospel music world. He went outside.
Yeah,
it was a very Nashville sounding project.
I Passed Over into Canaan Land was incredible. Jesus Cares for You was incredible. God of All Gods was a remarkable song. Calvary Came Through. There were so many songs that Gone.
Yep.
Tim was incredible on.
Incredible.
I wore that album out. I loved it. It had and I guess it had something to do with Mark being there. It had a little cathedrals sound to it too.
Yeah.
Mixed with the Gold City.
Right.
It was Gold City, but it had a little bit of that sound. So the harmonies on Jesus Cares for You was incredible.
Oh yeah.
Terry
one
and
of my
Barbie wrote a lot
songs
of
on the album.
wrote a lot of
Terry and Barbie
songs.
wrote God of All Gods, didn't they?
I think so.
They did.
Stand was on there.
Stan, yeah. I can tell you now the time.
I've got a great story about Stan sometime.
No, you need to tell that.
Well, we were singing. I was running sound back then, and of course it was Jay, Jonathan, Mark, and Dad, and we still had the band. Doug was on the drums, and Doug, he had count the songs off, and we were at Wild Adventures. It's in Georgia somewhere.
Theme park.
It's like a theme park, but it's they got a lot of animals and all that. But yeah, we were like on a tractor trailer flatbed out in the field, basically. But anyway, so they were rocking along, and Dad called the songs. He'd turn around and tell Doug what to start.
He didn't have a set list. He called them.
Yeah, he didn't ever have a set list, and he turned around and called Stand. Well, they hadn't done Stand in
probably since Steve was there.
Yeah, I mean, basically, they didn't do it long after they recorded it.
Right.
And he called it. and I remember when it started, I was like, what is this? And nobody else, I mean, the piano player, I don't remember who it was at the time. They'd never played it.
Didn't know it.
Yeah. And,
did Adam know it?
Yeah, Adam knew
it. Okay, he knew it all. He's kind of like Chris. He was on
so
all
Doug counted it off. And it featured Jay, and Jay started off, and he didn't know it. I mean, it was the biggest train wreck, and he started trying to testify there for a minute
while the track's playing.
Yeah, and then finally just turned to Dad and said, I don't know this. It was the craziest thing that he called that song out of nowhere. I mean, they had not. I mean, I don't know that they had done it since I'd been running sound.
We need to ask him about that, see if he recalls that.
Who, Dad?
Yeah.
I don't know. He has a talent for forgetting things like that.
That he did that was funny. Yeah, so I don't guess we can rank them. We started with.
I think Doug, when he called it, Doug threw his hands. Threw his hands up.
What was the one Doug did on? It was Hello in Heaven. And who was telling us? Was it Jonathan telling us about that?
I think it was Jonathan. Yeah.
They were going to start with "Hello in Heaven," and evidently Adam and the piano player thought it was something else.
Yes.
And he kept saying "Hello and hello, hello," and finally he just threw his hands up and stopped.
He was trying to count it off, and everybody was looking at him. He was screaming what song it was, and he threw his hands up, dropped his drumsticks.
In front of a bunch of people.
Oh yeah, I mean, he didn't intentionally drop his drumsticks, but
no, he laid them down. He was frustrated with everybody.
Yeah, he was like that. Yeah, but anyway,
that kind of happened when I first came with Gold City. It was my second, maybe it was, it had to be the second or third night I was with y'all. You called something off a hymn revival that I had not done. You know,
And you had obviously never even listened to that record.
I'd listened to it, but I didn't know.
No, you didn't.
You know.
What did you do? Did you mumble through it?
Well, I mean, I knew half of it because it was a hymn. You know, I mean.
Okay.
But I didn't know their arrangement. Well, the tenor was supposed to take the lead at the, at the end of at the last chorus or whatever. And I'm just kind of feeling my way through, and I'm pretty good about following because I'd heard it, but I didn't know that was one that I really need to be paying attention to.
And you had told
learn.
Everyone that you knew every Gold City song.
Well, I think Danny had, we had done dates at Dollywood, I think, at that point, and we had done a lot of songs to where I think Danny felt like, well, he knows.
Well,
he's pretty comfortable with pretty much everything we're doing, so I think he just kind of got to feeling good, and
you were
didn't give it any.
I mean,
thought.
you were new at that point.
Oh yeah,
I couldn't
new.
remember what we had. I told you to learn what I didn't. So that's something that we had done before you came. And
Chris can be a little passive too, so he didn't want to cause controversy.
No,
I don't
but
know
actually
that.
he did very well on it, considering he'd never even sang it and only heard it probably once by accident. So
yeah, and I think you did some. I can't remember maybe it was Victory in Jesus or
that's
something
what it
like
was.
that.
Yep.
And so
I
mean, obviously,
Victory in Jesus.
Well, I knew the song, but they were Chris and Bruce were huddling over doing something over there, and they kind of helped me. They were like, "You need to do this, and you got the So, but if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for them kind of giving me cues, I couldn't have made it.
I'll tell you why we're telling, which we may have to make this like part 1 and 2.
Oh yeah,
yeah, we got to get ready to go sing in a minute.
But we were singing somewhere. Dad was still with us. I can't remember who all was singing with us. I'll be honest with you, but we would do One Scarred Hand. We'd just do the chorus a cappella, and I think Roy Webb was playing the piano for us at that time, and he gave us the wrong key.
Oh no! Well, we got one of those too.
It was way too high. Oh, it was. I mean, Dad sounded like he was singing tenor on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was so high, and then oh my goodness, y'all! It was a train wreck. We finally
just stop and start over.
No, we stopped, and I called and cast my bread upon the wall.
Well, there you go. That'll do. So that happened. It wasn't. So we were singing in the sun in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
Not, I mean,
no
less.
And by the way, Roy, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to throw you under the bus. Everybody makes mistakes, buddy. No.
Great job, Roy. Way to go. So we were staging "'Tis So Sweet to Trust in Jesus" a cappella.
Right.
And what's singing in the sun? 3,500 people, 3,000 or 4,000 people.
Yeah.
I mean, as big of a crowd as we're going to sing to.
And it was streaming on Singing News TV.
Streaming on Singing News. Selah had just went on. They were on before us, if that tells you anything. So we walk out. Terry rolls off the key. We take a breath to sing, and just as we're "'Tis so," what does Terry do? Gives us another key. Terry, give him the mic. Why did you do that?
Well, I didn't realize till y'all was just about to start singing that the guy in front of me had transposed the keyboard and didn't take it out of transpose.
Was it up or down?
Y'all been throwing him under the bus.
That's still his fault.
No, it's not.
Well, see, you're so nice about everything in certain situations.
Look,
what is it you said the other day? He is the most long-suffering, short-tempered person you've ever known.
Yes.
Gets on y'all's nerves, don't it?
Danny will let it just slide. That's okay, buddy. That's okay. But then there's a moment when he's had it, and it's like a bull in a china shop goes off, and you better get out of the way. But so anyway, we sang that song in 2 different keys.
Yes, we did.
You never got to the key.
I was confused as all get out. Y'all were singing in one key.
I think
was
me
in
and
another.
Jeff, did you and I stay?
I believe me when you were the only ones
that got
were
to the
dead
new
on
key.
it. Yeah.
And Chris was probably jumping back and forth. He likes to blend.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. But I don't think Danny ever got out of the key.
No. And it was
and too, that room, it's so live and it just rolls in there and echoes. And
all I could do was just shut my eyes and focus.
Well, Danny was wearing his ear monitors too, so he was probably locked into mainly
Yes.
him. Did you notice something was wrong?
Oh yeah, I felt it.
just didn't know what to do to fix it.
Yeah, I mean, I have a talent of being able to sing in a different key than everybody else, and I can maintain that key.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a very dissonant chord.
It was.
Chords we were making.
I'm
Isn't
not
that what
sure.
you call that?
Sure.
We were happy when
Chris,
it was over with.
do you call it
It was
dissonant?
dissonant.
Oh yeah, when you two notes that kind of clash.
Yeah, that's
kind of
how it was.
I've always been the type of guy. I mean, if you realize that the bomb is about to go off, why not stop, regroup, shut the bomb off, and start it over?
Well, the thing about that
we all
deal,
didn't realize that it was. I mean, we could hear something that was off, but with that room.
Chris may have
rolling-
been in it. Chris may have went with us too because he was standing. It may have just been Danny singing in a different key.
It's just me. It's just me. It was all my fault.
It's like Danny said. You knew something was wrong, but you're thinking, well, it's probably
I'm
the
long
room.
suffering and all that, and I sit here and take it.
You
I
do.
just
Just
I
long
take
suffering.
it.
But when he's had enough, you better go hide.
I'm about there. No, I'm joking.
All right, give us, Jeff. What other questions was there? We got
I don't know that we have time.
It was favorite singers.
Yeah, what's your favorite singer of any?
not gospel, any
gospel
music.
of any genre.
All right, go Jeff.
Oh, me.
All right, go Danny.
Well, Michael McDonald. I always loved Michael McDonald. James Taylor. I loved Larnell Harris. Jack Toney.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's some of my favorites.
Now go Jeff.
I mean, most of mine are gospel. I think Karen Pick is one of the greatest singers ever.
Well, we had a
known.
great podcast with
Yes,
Karen.
Karen Peck Gooch. She's one of the most amazing singers that I've ever heard in my life, and I'm just because I'm a bass singer doesn't mean I can't like different styles. Tim's the next one. I mean,
Tim Riley.
Tim Riley, just one of the most consistent singers I'd ever heard, and nobody sounded like that, and it was amazing to me. Of course, Mike English. I grew up loving him. Him and Ivan were my two favorite lead singers of all time.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know,
The thing about did you got that the other day that Thomas sent us that was from Grand Ole Gospel that had Gold City was on it, and it was hilarious because they blew breakers, and it got to the end of it,
Yes.
and they had blown a breaker on Midnight Cry.
mm-hmm.
And I know those guys. They had finally just had enough.
Oh yeah.
So they got it back on. Ivan come back and sang the second verse again and got through it. Then they went into getting ready to leave. And just about the time they get out of I'm packing up, they get out of that bridge and go back into it where it's about to end and kick, and another breaker died. And you can hear them just. I think they just laid their mics down and walked off stage.
I felt. I mean, listening to it, I felt so sorry for him all these years
it was
later.
so
just
funny to
'cause-
me.
Oh, it's like
I
you
could
build
just-
up,
Yeah.
and you get to that moment, and
Now,
then
from what I
it
understand,
just dies.
too, the crowd got after. It was the only time Gold City was ever at Grand Ole Gospel Reunion.
Yeah.
And I think it was the Gold City crowd got after Charlie heavy on that whole thing, and they didn't go back. But Michael was on there because the vocal band was there. That's right after they had done the first homecoming recording, and Michael was on there. Goodness gracious alive.
Lord
He
of
was.
mercy.
He could. It was mind blowing. How incredible that was! We need to figure out a way to get a snippet of that out sometime.
That's amazing singer. And then Ivan, just the way he sounded. I mean, to me, a good lead singer just takes over.
Has to.
You've got, I mean, Josh is an amazing singer. Dale Forbes, singers like that just step out, and take over.
Yeah, you have to.
But growing up, those four are my favorite singers of all time.
I can't disagree. What about you, Chris?
Well, I have several. Of course, growing up, Brian Free was the first tenor singer that I remember hearing, of course, because Gold City was my favorite group. And so growing up, as far as gospel tenor singers, that was the one. And but as I got older, I got into other vocalists like Celine Dion has a great technique to her voice, and Steve Perry with Journey was great.
Peter Cetera, you loved him.
I do love Peter Cetera. I wasn't going to say that because I knew he was one of
well,
yours.
I forgot to mention it.
You didn't mention it.
Yeah, I told you not to say it because I was going to say it, but I forgot, so I was going to give it to you.
He is a great vocalist, and Adele. I enjoy listening to Adele. I think she's a great singer. So I have a mix of. I don't like a lot of bass singers. Sorry, Jeff, but
wow,
it's just no.
It's understandable.
No.
Well, that's a tenor bass thing. Y'all are like rivals.
But I do.
But standing back in the back lounge, getting ready every night, he's going. Do, 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 do,
well,
do.
The reason he don't like bass singers, he wants to be one.
He's a wannabe.
Every tenor wants to sing bass, and I don't know. No, I love Jeff. Jeff and I have always wanted to sing together.
That's true.
And never had the chance till now. But I've always wanted to sing with Josh since Mercy's Mark. Matter of fact, I wanted to try out for Mercy's Mark.
Yeah.
And because what you were talking about earlier, I thought y'all were in Ohio. I was like, I ain't driving to Ohio to sing with a group.
You didn't know that we drove back and forth?
I didn't know you drove back and forth.
Well,
but
doggone it, there went your chance.
I'd have been 18, 19. I'd have been young.
Yeah.
But, y'all might not even hired me, but.
We probably wouldn't have.
I would.
Darren, who's some of your favorite pianists? Quick, we got
or singers or artists or whatever.
Gary Jones, of course, is one of my favorite musicians. Just was incredible. Listening to Tamla Mann, CeCe Winans.
Oh, mercy. Yeah.
So, some of my favorite singers and musicians.
Yep.
Good ones.
I've got one. I'm just going to say one. I don't know that any of y'all will even know who he is. Have you ever heard of John Farnham? See, I knew it. Have you ever heard it? You need to listen to John Farnham.
You mean like the St. Elmo's Fire guy?
The Australian singer,
Yeah.
John Farnham.
Yeah, he did the soundtrack for St. Elmo's Fire back in the 80s.
One of the most incredible singers I've ever heard.
Yeah, he's a great singer.
in my life. It's honestly
He popped up on
freakish.
Facebook the other day. I don't know whether he's doing a tour or.
I don't know. He'd be old now.
Yeah. I don't know.
Was it the Steve Miller Band that he came back?
Maybe.
We need to look at that because
Maybe.
Brett. There's another incredible singer, rock singer, Jimmy Necco, that most people are not going to know. That was crazy. I get a lot of these singers from Brett Manning,
Right.
because he trained so many different kinds of singers. But it broadens you as a singer
It
when you're
does.
listening to other.
Absolutely.
Did y'all
type
like
of
John
voices.
Smith?
Who?
Who's John?
Okay, Danny. What?
You were talking about, was it Little River Band?
The Little River
yes,
Band.
That's one of the most incredible
So
singers
was
I've
that?
ever. Yes.
So John. It was
believe
the
that's what it
second
was.
version of the. So it
Yeah.
was the second version. I didn't know this. Braxton.
Yeah, Braxton kind of lit us
was
up
telling
on that.
me about
Yeah.
that because he was a huge Farnham fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all need to check that
Yeah.
out. John Smith. Was
John Smith and Jane Doe did a duet once.
Yeah.
I thought it was John Smith and Pocahontas that did that.
No,
that
it
duet.
was Jane Doe.
Oh,
Great
boy.
singer.
Wow. Well, obviously we have run out of material because Danny's making up stuff at this point.
Yeah. But we do need to wrap it up. Thanks, guys, for joining us today on the podcast. It's great
I've enjoyed it.
to be with the
Had fun. It's good.
Dylan,
guys on the
how do you
bus.
feel about this podcast?
I'm glad I could contribute for about 2 seconds.
Good.
It's always
Hey, 2 seconds from Dylan West
Well,
is like 3 hours from.
well. I just like to sit up here and listen to y'all talk. Y'all don't ever do that on this bus, and we don't have microphones in front of you, especially not Josh. It's normally dead silent.
We don't always need microphones when we're talking.
just to clarify, Josh never shuts up.
It's like going on a date with a chatty Cathy doll, but you don't pull the string, he does.